Good morning, YouTubians. Miss Coop, how are we all doing? It is bright and shiny Saturday morning. Yes. I went and worked out last night. If you're wondering about the hair, I am still kicking it. I got to the point where I ain't even combing it. Anyway, I want to say good morning to everyone. I want to say, how are you doing? Next, I would like to talk about something real quick. I want to talk about one of the topics on Oprah's show last night. It was the final show. I am sorry to see it go. I used it as a wonderful growing experience. Now, mind you, one, I always try to live as close to the foot of the cross as possible. Two, I try not to cause anyone any harm. Remember, I think I told you in one of my videos that I read a book by Don Miguel Ruiz some years ago. It was called The 4 Agreements. And the 4 agreements were: be impeccable with your word. Don't take things personally. Don't assume, and always do your best. I try to live by all 4 of those agreements. I find them to be very helpful. Now, that being said, when I think about my intention is always to do my best. It is always to treat people the best that I can. I know that one of those nights they were talking about karma. And when you talk about karma, I think what she was saying last night is basically what goes around comes around. Well, the world we're living in is a crazy place. I know you guys heard that song by Layla Hathaway. What goes around comes around. Anyway, I love that song. If you get a chance, go out there and get it and listen to it. It talks about a man who, for whatever reasons, when he started doing better, he left her behind. You know, so many people do that. You have to remember that the same people you meet going up are the same people you meet going down. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling in this video. I don't want to do that. I want to stick to the subject. Okay, I remember some time ago, she also discussed about having that disease to please. Oh my God. I had that disease really bad. And I remember when I turned 50 a couple of years ago, I said, all right, the first 50 was for you guys. The second 50 is for me. And I started doing more things that I want to do. And I don't have a problem with saying this word right here. No. Now, it was very hard to say that in the very beginning because I did not know how to say no. I had a time where someone came and wanted to borrow money from me. And in the past, you know, I would loan the money in hopes that I would get it back. Then somewhere about 15, 20 years ago, I came up with, I'm not going to loan anything that I cannot afford to give away. So therefore, if I don't get it back, I wouldn't be hurt or hurting over the fact that I needed that money. And so when that person came to me and asked me for the money, I said no. When I had told my mother about it, she says, well, what did they want it for? And I said, I don't know. She said, you didn't ask? I said, no. She said, why not? I said, because I wasn't going to give it to them. And why humiliate them and have them go through the whole explanation as to why it was that I wanted to, why they needed the money, only to tell them, no, I'm not going to give it to them. So I saved them all of that humiliation and just said no. You know, the other thing is I told my mother says, I really wish that I could do that. And I says, you can. If you don't have it to give, tell them. I just don't have it to give. Sounds simple, don't it? She said a light bulb went off in her head when she said that. What? I don't have it to give. Because bottom line is, if you're going to need the money, ain't no sense in loaning it out. Because there might be a good chance you're not going to get it back. Now, of course, if the person has a history of loaning money back to you, giving your money back to you, by all means, do what you feel you must. But that is not something that I do. I'm very cautious with my money because, one, I'm a single woman. I don't want to take the chance of loaning money that I'm going to need at some point and not be able to get it back when I need it. I could take sick or ill and need all of the finances I can, and those same people who borrowed money from me might not give it back to me. So if I can't afford to give it away, I don't loan it. Anyway, listen, the other thing is, if you are watching this video, why don't you sign in and subscribe to my channel? Secondly, rate it. And thirdly, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And I want to thank you all for keeping the sisters strong. You guys take care. I love you. And I'll be talking to you later. Talk to you later.